Hello everyone and welcome to my first week of ownership of my new to me 1987 Honda Goldwing GL 1200. Wow, that is a mouthful. Anyway, the reason that it is sitting here and I'm not riding it, and also the reason that it's kind of in pieces is because it's not starting, you know? It made it home, at least. But I suspect carburetors. I've got fuel pump, I've got spark, but unfortunately the carburetors are just not playing ball. This did sit for 3 years before I get it, so I don't really blame them. That's to be expected. So today, these are going to come out and hopefully get cleaned and maybe even go back in by end of day. I mean, it is like 4 p.m. It's already getting dark out there, but yeah, we'll see what we can do. So things I've already done. I took the air filter out, and that's about it. I took the air filter out. I took the side cover off. We're going to get started taking off these lower fairings so that I can get to the carbs. They just kind of slide out as a unit. It's a whole lot of fun. Can't wait. Quick side note, I did just get back from riding the Ducati, which runs perfectly, and the Honda doesn't. So yeah, stick that in your pipe and smoke it, I guess. Ow, who put that there? Okay, so whole bunch of just JIS 4-point screws here. I can't say enough how much you've got to have the proper screwdriver for this. Otherwise, these are going to strip instantly. And these hardly even have a tool mark on them. I don't think this bike's been apart before. No! These screws have these funny little washers on them. One on the front, and then one under here. Was missing a screw. Okay, this wraps all the way around front. All right, come on. There we go. Just get these spark plugs out of the way, get them unclipped. Take this cover off. I feel like that'll be to our benefit later. 8mm to get these intakes off. Oh man, those are tight. Wow, those are crazy. Thing is stuck very much. Nope. I already did this on the other side, so it's already kind of free. Next, I think we go up top and get the air filter bracket off. So it's pretty much impossible for me to hold the camera and show this, but basically that big metal thing there in the middle, this guy, that has to come off, and then there's 4 more screws to pull the airbox out. It's pretty much dead simple and really obvious, so I'll get that done. I took the fuel line off the pump there, a bit of fuel came out, not a huge deal. I'm gonna wanna get these intake runners swiveled up and out of my way. Oh, there's a vacuum line on this one. Swivel that up. I gotta work this tube up and off, and do the same thing on this back, or on this front intake runner. Aha! It's time to grab a couple of 10s and get these throttle cables off of here. There we go. Alright, looks like the trick for the last of this was pulling the spark plug leads up through the airbox, and I think we got the choke cable here. Hey! Oh, wow. Look at that mess! Ugh! Wow. What an absolute unit. I think reassembly is going to be a fair bit easier because I'm going to be... Oh, shoot. All right, those are still full of gas. I mean, I guess they're not anymore. Look at all that's going on here. Okay, stop leaking all over my floor. Dang it. I have to mop that up now. After spending far too much time cleaning up my workspace so I could actually plunk this big old carb assembly on here, I actually took one of the bowls off already, and somewhat frustratingly, it's really clean in here. Like that, I was expecting, after hearing that this bike sat for so long, I was expecting there to be all kinds of, you know, disgustingness in here, but really it's actually quite clean. So let's go ahead and get some of these jets out here, take a look at them, take a look at the emulsion tube especially, because I know those get jammed up, and just kind of disassemble this, blow some carb cleaner through everything. The pilot screw, which I believe is over here, is also important. That's probably what's preventing my bike from starting, is a plugged pilot screw. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to finish this today because I ordered all new genuine Honda soft parts here. When I rebuild carbs, I genuinely don't buy new jets unless they're significantly worse than this. These should all clean up just fine, actually. I actually did take this one out already and it looks flawless. So those will clean. There's no damage there. No need to replace these brass parts with ones of potentially dubious quality, especially in those Chinese carb kits you get. And it's very important to get genuine Honda or whatever manufacturer bowl gaskets, because the aftermarket ones fit like dookie and will make your life absolutely miserable, especially when you got 4 of these stinking things to deal with. So I'm just going to go ahead and dig into this a bit and we'll see what we find. There's something. Look at that. That's absolutely disgusting. And that is on this carburetor right here. That looks unhealthy. Okay, well, I'm glad that there's at least something that appears not quite right with the world. Okay, that one came out. This low speed jet here was giving me some issues. Let's see if it's gonna come out now. Ah, there we go. Little bit of penetrating oil got it right out. Now, let's see, that one looks, yeah, that one's fine, but I'm curious what this one over here is gonna look like. Especially considering the main emulsion, the state of the main emulsion tube. Actually not bad, just the emulsion tube was gross. That guy there looking pretty good. I'm not seeing any obstructions. Cannot see anything through there. And then I dropped the main jet down into the carburetor body, so I'll have to dig that out in a minute, but I'll finish getting the rest of those apart. I need to figure out how to get these guys off of here. Actually, some liquid wrench might help lube that up too. The rubber is just a little hardened over time, and I'm having some issues getting those guys loose. As far as the bowls themselves go, some sort of rust particulates. I might change the fuel filter, see if that helps a little bit. The tank isn't horribly rusty. There's just a little bit of surface rust there. And I think that really, if I just put a good filter in, change it a couple times, ride the bike, I think the rust will work its way out. I hope the rust will work its way out, because removing the tank on these bikes is a disassemble the whole bike operation. maybe if I do anything, I'll fill the tank up with vinegar in situ and see what that, vinegar or acetone? Acetone, I think, is what I used last time on the Ducati to get rid of all of that. Anyway, back to strippage. flipped this over back to the right side and was looking in all the bowls and realized that I flipped it over without remembering that there was a main jet drop down in the body of that one, and it had gone to parts unknown of my shop. And I actually found it after a brief search on the ground in one of the cracks in the concrete. So cool. I thought I was going to have to buy a set of jets after all. These don't look like the worst thing ever. So the next part of this is going to be taking out the pilot screws, and those are, pilot screws are here and here, and those same corresponding locations on the other side. Need a flat head to get those out, something to prop the car body up so this is less of an annoyance. There we go. Okay, so small flat head in there, and I'm actually going to clean that off before I go in there. If there's a bunch of grit down in where these pilot screws are, I don't want that grit to affect the flat head that I actually screw into, because then you can ruin your carb body. So I'm going to go spray all those out, make sure that I can see the screw in there, probably dribble some penetrating oil down in there, and then I'll show the removal process for those, because there is actually a method to it. Okay, well, here's a situation. It's not a very good one. The first screw that I tried to take out, I don't know if you can see there. Let me see if I can zoom in. You can see that the flathead isn't super flat anymore. That thing is trying to strip out. This one over here came out with no issue. I actually didn't record the turns or anything because I just wanted to know that it would come out. But yeah, my only hope now is I'm going to hit it with a blowtorch and a whole bunch of heat and hope that I can get it out. Otherwise, the carb body is junk. This is exactly what happened on my Ducati 900 Super Sport, except they were already mangled when I got there. And yeah, now they're stripping out on me. So that's really fun. So we'll see if some heat is successful. Harrowing is a good word, but look at that. That is up and out. I just hit it with a blowtorch on high, facing right, pointed right there for a few minutes. I heard a click, like a ticking noise, like your exhaust makes when you turn your car off. And I figured that was probably that thing letting loose. Also, the PB blaster that I sprayed down there caught fire, which was super cool, and probably actually helped quite a bit by heating up the threads, and it came right out. Hopefully I don't have to do that on any of the rest of these things. So this is quite fun. In where those pilot screws come out of, there is a little spring right there you can see with the pilot screw, and then there's these super tiny little washers and O-rings that are in there as well, and those don't like to come out. They're usually just kind of in there, so I took this single strand of copper wire and used it as a hook to dig them out, which is really fun. Also, you'll notice I got this off earlier, and I did that just by heating up the rubber with a heat gun until it got nice and soft so that I could pull it off. So I'm going to do that with the other 4 of these, and then spray some carb cleaner through here. Oh my god, it looks like it's bleeding out. Well, that's disgusting. I'm gonna keep on cleaning this off camera. I'm gonna come back through here a few times with the spray, maybe soak some of the parts and some stuff, but I think this thing's gonna be much better when it goes back together. I'm pretty excited. I'm waiting on my carb kit to get here. I ordered a soft parts only carb kit, genuine Honda parts, just the gaskets, because I don't think I'm gonna need to replace any of those brass parts. So once that's here, this thing can go back together and hopefully it'll fire up and run. But until then, thanks for watching.